Hey guys, Katrina here. I'm talking about live selling. Now, before we get started in what live selling is, I'd first like to introduce myself and why you'd want to know from me. So I've been doing this thing called live selling for about 7 years, and I tend to move high volume. So I have a little bit of experience in this. When I first started doing live selling, I was a salon owner, and my first live sale, I did $2,500 in 1 hour. So I was blown away by how much money you can make in such a little time that this was the ideal future for me and my family and my life. So when it comes to live selling, you definitely want to be consistent. You don't want to give up after one time. And also, if you're going live, you don't have to just go live to sell. You can go live just to talk. And maybe if you're just starting out and you're a little nervous about being in front of the camera, or you don't like how you look or sound, maybe to have more of a relaxed atmosphere, you can join a friend on with you, maybe in just the background. There are even services now that you can hire out live sellers to go live for you and represent your brand. So for an average live sell is about an hour, and I usually showcase about 20 to 30 pieces. And you want to definitely identify your goals for that live sell, and I push for about 2,500 to 5,000. So the lowest I would want to aim for is 2,500 per session. Now, for me, I want to go about 4 lives a day, so that's about $10,000 a day for my goal, and that is what I strive for and aim for. So I recommend you figuring out what your goals are, what your needs are, and that will mirror your budget and what you're aiming for. It takes money to make money, so let's talk about what you need to invest in for live selling. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I need to have when going live is my phone. So not only do I have one phone, I actually have 2 phones. And the reason why I carry 2 phones with me is because I do a lot of traveling for my live selling, and I do have Verizon and AT&T. So I need to know what area has the best service. So I actually carry 2 live phones with me at all times. And this backpack is like my go-to. I have everything in there that I need to go live. So this is a must-have, is the phone. The other thing I also have in my backpack is my chargers. Everything I need, like I said, you gotta have your backup chargers. If your phone is gonna die or low battery, you're gonna need that. Next thing is a computer. So I do have my Apple computer to match up with my Apple phones because it's just easier to be able to transport information. So anything in my phone is also mirroring in my computer. So that's really, really important. Now, there are lower cost options. You don't have to have Apple to be able to be successful, to be going live. You can use any type of devices or cameras. Some of you are asking if you can use an iPad or a tablet to go live. I've seen people use iPads or tablets. It's just, for me, it's very bulky and hard to manage. And also, you can have an iPad or a tablet on the side to help manage the back end. You just might not be able to get all the features that you're looking for. Let's talk about lighting and how important lighting is. So I think lighting might be almost even more important than your camera. So you want to make sure you're investing in great lighting if you have a backdrop that's like you're set in place, or if you're traveling. When I'm traveling, I carry this little guy with me. It's super easy to just clip to my phone, hands-free, and it's easy to battery charge. The next thing that is really great is this little guy. So this can fold right up, also great for traveling. The ring light is there, it will light up, it has a plug and a part to clip your phone to, so it's also hands-free. The other lighting that I would say is most popular and common is this big guy right here. This is your traditional big glam light, and it has different settings, and it has a big stand for you to be able to put your phone on and just go live in front of. And if you want to go more extreme, then you can get the professional photo box lightings, where they're also more adjustable, very bright, and it just really depends on your location and where you're live. This room is an example of what a room is with a traditional headlight above. Now you can notice you see a lot of shadows. You're not going to see the definition in the products or the quality of what you're trying to showcase. So we're about to turn on the big traditional glam light so you can see the difference of what no light is versus the glam light. So when you turn on the glam light, it can be blinding at first. So if you want to slowly turn it on until your body or vision adjusts, but this is really going to showcase and feature not only the products, but better quality of your face. Let's talk about room and decor. You may want to consider having a fun ball, really consider about plans, and everything needs to be strategic. So in this room specifically, we added some beautiful shelves, we got accessories and things like that that will match the collection and your vibe that you're going for. Don't be scared to mix things up and try different backdrops to see what fits your style better. So definitely take the time to do a little bit more research and narrowing down your niche. Adding furniture and mannequins and more accessories is going to more likely have the person want to stay, tune in, and watch longer. So definitely switching things up and adding decor will help you longevity-wise with your lifestyle. Let's quickly talk about flooring and why it's important. So when I have a live space, I will add some type of carpet or flooring to help absorb any of the sound. Sometimes your live room can be very echoey and you want to make sure as you're walking you're not hearing squeaking or crunching. The other point is to add some furniture, some curtains, anything on the wall will help absorb any sound so there is no echoing during your live. So I really recommend watching your lives, replay, and seeing what little things you're hearing or catching to help in those areas. Now that we talked about lighting, camera, and the room, let's talk about audio. Now, you may want to do a test run with your videos to see what the sounds are in your room. You may not even realize. Like right now, we have the air conditioning running, and because of the proper audio mics that we're using, maybe you're not hearing them. So we do not recommend any of the clip mics or any separate mics because of batteries and maybe the scratchy sounds that could be rubbing against while you're changing clothes or moving. So we do recommend the regular audio of the device that you're filming from. So when setting up your device, you're gonna want about arm length out. And we're about to show you an example of what the sound quality is while we're slowly zooming out away from me so you can hear the difference, if there is a difference in sound and the quality. Don't be scared to experiment and see how far you are away from the camera to showcase your products properly. Let's talk about hair and makeup and why it's important. So you definitely want to make sure that your hair and makeup is done properly. For example, the hair was just stuck in my face right here. So depending on the product you're showing, if you want your hair up, out of the way, if it's hot out, or if you just want your hair down, curly if you're wearing and selling maybe more elegance. So depending on the inventory that you're showcasing, should mirror how maybe your makeup and how your hair is done. That you want to look your best and feel your best for the live, and maybe a little bit more exaggerated for the lives because it can showcase a little differently if you're not a little glammed up. So makeup, you're gonna wanna maybe do a little bit of research of what's trending and colors because hair, makeup, fashion all go together. So you definitely want to be on point with knowing your colors and trends for the season. Also aligning with that with accessories. So you wanna make sure you're wearing the proper accessories for what you're showing and making sure they align for your lifestyle. Remember, this is an investment. So it may not be perfect every time, but as you continue to do it, it will take patience, practice, and to give yourself a lot of grace. That is really important during this whole process. Thanks for tuning in, and I would love for you to follow me and learn more at Katrina Demili. That's my tag for Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.